sitting on top of the Western Conference and with a chance for an NBA record 73rd win tomorrow night when they host the Memphis Grizzlies. If you did not see our halftime report earlier tonight, Charles maintains that Golden State will not, you say not win the title or not make the West. You think the Clippers are going to beat them if they meet in the Western Conference semis?
I do think the Clippers are going to beat them. Listen, everybody think I hate the Golden State Warriors, which is
can't like them.
No, I think they would. First of all, I think they've been great this year for the NBA. I think they've been great for the NBA because a lot of these teams are trash. They're not worth watching. But what I have said last year during the playoffs, they had a cakewalk to the finals. Every team they played was hurt, including the Cavaliers. What I've said and I maintain, when they get in a 7-game series against some good big guys, which the Clippers probably had the two best big guys in the Western Conference with Blake down low and DeAndre, I think they're going to beat the Clippers. And I told you, if they win the championship, I will get on my knees and congratulate the Golden State Warriors, but I do not believe they're going to beat these teams. That's
Shaq?
Just my opinion.
Shaq, respond.
I have to politely disagree with Chuck. I mean, Golden State, they're playing fabulous basketball. It's like 9 losses in the season if they get this record tomorrow. That's just crazy. Steph Curry being the best shooter we've ever seen. Only way I see them losing is if their 1 and 2 punch has a couple cold games. And I hope that doesn't happen because Steph Curry is shooting lights out right now. Half-court shots, runners from the top of the key. Only way I see them losing is if him and Klay Thompson have an off series.
See, and I'm gonna change the direction just slightly, Ernie, because everyone's talking about the 73 and then they're like comparing them to the Bulls. And are they just as good as the Bulls? And like, oh, you're incredible. If the Golden State Warriors were in the era of the Chicago Bulls, they would just reconstruct their big guys. They would have a guy like Rick Mahorn on their team, and then they would be able to play that way. But if you put Rick Mahorn in this era, he wouldn't be able to guard Draymond Green because he wouldn't be able to come out and guard him. But in that era, they would just have to change personnel slightly and then still be as good. If you add guys like, no disrespect, but if you add guys like, if you give Steph Curry and Klay Thompson the same big men that Isaiah Thomas and Joe Dumars had, they could do the same thing in that era. But they would need James Edwards. So you would just change the personnel. It wouldn't change the way they win.
You missed one point. The defense was, constructed a little different.
No, that's why you got to change personnel.
No, but I'm saying back then you was able to hand check. And
right, so you just change personnel a little bit.
They'd be good, but they're not going to win.
But if you took the Detroit Pistons, Isaiah would still be Isaiah, without question. But Rick Mahorn couldn't guard Draymond Green in this era. He couldn't guard him in this era.
No, he couldn't, but we're not comparing him to this era. We're talking about the Chicago
But
Bulls.
You can't take that team because they're constructed under the rules that are here. So they're saying, okay, under these rules, can you bring those teams here?
And listen, and people like, even when you try to make a fair, honest comparison, people think you're hating. Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, Tony Kukoc, Ron Harper would be better today. They would be better players today, in my opinion. Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, Tony Kukoc, they would be better.
There's
no hand checking Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Tony Kukoc.
I'm just saying that there's no. Say that 3 times fast.
You forgot Ron Harper on that list.
No, Ron Harper he'd be great defensively. Ron Harper was a hell of a player.
I know, but you're going to rattle those guys off. Do it again. Do it again. Who are those guys?
Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen.
Come on, that wasn't close. Come on.
But my point is this, Chuck. Those guys
Tony Kukoc
are great. They're great.
Sound like you're making a sandwich.
And they are a great basketball team. You can't discredit what they're going to do. And to me, a team that's only lost 20 games in 2 years, and you comparing them to teams that's losing 28 games in 1 year, you can't say it has to be a big upset. They are what you have to look at it the same way. If the Bulls had loses a series when they won 72, in my opinion,
it would be an upset.
No, it has to be the same monumental upset because these guys are that good.